All right, so here we are. It's another week of Tales from the Crypto, and here's Cameron and myself. First of all, I'm going to apologize for the quality of my internet connection. Not to go into too much detail, I live on top of a mountain. We really have no internet. We have this RF thing. I'm not going to get into it, but it sucks. And so I'm just going to apologize if my lips aren't synced with the audio and that kind of thing. But anyway, here we are, another version of Tales from the Crypto with Cameron. And today, Cameron is going to go over some more stuff. He's going to kind of go back on what we had talked about last week a little bit, kind of bring people up to speed. And that's sort of. So I'm Sam Ridgway. I have absolutely no knowledge whatsoever in this. That's why Cameron's here. He's the guru. He's the man with all the intelligence. So I will turn it over to you, Cameron. And why don't you just talk to the people?
Absolutely. Well, yeah, thank you for that very kind intro. Yeah, bear with him with the internet, but don't feel too bad. He does live on top of a mountain, so life isn't too bad. Anyways, yeah, I'm Cameron. Last week we talked to you about NKN and Quant. So if you were able to get in on those back when we aired this, then you probably made some money. This week we're actually going to be talking about two other new coins out there that I just bought this week and I'm going long on. With these ones and the last ones I recommended, I'm looking at these from a long perspective. We're in the business of collecting assets, just continually buying and collecting and letting each of our assets appreciate. And these are two ones I think there's a big opportunity to make a lot of money on in the future here. The first one we have for you is IOTX. IOTX is a private-centric blockchain system for the Internet of Things. It allows people to own and control their devices as well as the data and the value their devices generate. IOTX is a token backing IOTX. Developers pay with IOTX token to access the services in the platform. So what makes this a good investment? According to Juniper Research, the number of IoT devices is expected to exceed 50 billion by 2022. The vast number of internet-connected devices will need to secure methods of communication and automation. IOTX aims to solve these issues and that have prevented the mass adoption of IoT technology, including scalability, high costs, and lack of privacy. Since IOTX helps solve a real-world problem, it can be valued much higher in the future, and that's right now. The IOTX blockchain already powers real devices. It includes award-winning blockchain-powered cameras from Consumer Electronics shows and the Pebble Geo device, perfect for supply chain optimization in any industry. Right now, it is actually trading at, as of this morning, at around 7.5 cents, and that's up 292% in the last month, and it's up over 745% in the last year. As of right now, all our indicators are showing that by the end of the year, this could be anywhere from 14 cents all the way up to 22 cents. But depending on the rally in the market right now, it could actually be even higher. So I think there's a great potential for this to get in at these current levels and just buy and hold. And by the end of the year, you could have more than doubled your money.
And Cameron, where do you go to get this?
You can get this directly.
You get it on.
You can get this directly off of CoinBase.
Okay.
It just was recently added to the exchange, I believe, about a week and a half ago, 2 weeks.
So IOTX?
IOTX.
All right, perfect. And where would you want to buy it up to? Like, how high would it have to get before you're like, you know what, this is no longer a good buy?
Yeah, it would be a little too rich for me at around 9-10 cents. Right now, this current level is around 7.5 cents. I think it's a great entry point in there, especially to get this, ideal return of at least doubling your money within the next couple of months.
Perfect. All right, sounds great.
All
and
right,
then what's the next one?
The next one we have for you is TrueFi, and TrueFi is currently trading at 76 cents a share as of 10 a.m. this morning, which is up 43% in the week, and it's up over 450% on the month. TrueFi is really interesting. TrueFi is a decentralized finance platform that offers uncollateralized lending. Most DeFi lending platforms operate on a collateralized basis. So borrowers deposit collateral, which is then liquidated in the event that they're unable to repay their loan. This makes DeFi loans much easier to acquire than traditional loans like mortgages, where the less collateral is put down. But a lengthy vetting process is required to carry out and assess the likelihood of repayment. So essentially the creditworthiness. But what TrueFi does, TrueFi sits in the middle of these two processes. True tokens are used to vouch for the creditworthiness of individuals, and those with higher reputations will receive loans more easily. Holders of are incentivized to vote only for trustworthy borrowers and are penalized if they vouch for a defaulter. This inventive mechanism lowers barriers to entry for most DeFi loans require huge amounts of capital as they're over collateralized. This limits the accessibility of large loans to those who already have large capital reserves. And so since November 2020, the protocol has originated over $200 million in loans and has paid out $1.7 million to lenders without any defaults, according to the company. And so this is really cool because earlier this month, TrueFi raised $12 million in funding from major VCs like Block Tower Capital, Anderson Horowitz, and Sam Bankman-Fried's Alameda Research. So we're seeing a lot of money coming into this. It's given a greater credibility, and I'm a firm believer in platforms that allow for leverage and lending, because as we know, debt is basically how economies grow. You can only grow so much just based on pure equity, and so in order to scale and grow, you need that debt, and that's basically what it's providing in a new and unique way. And so I'm in on this. I'm definitely going to be going long. I think by the end of the year, this looks like this could be up all the way up to $1.16 by the end of the year, but it could potentially be even more. You can buy this on CoinBase just like the other ones, and it's just TrueFi.
Okay, and I've got this thing, I stake a lot of my Ethereum and my Bitcoin on BlockFi. That's where I stake it, and I get a great return off of it, and it's compounded interest because I get paid every month interest on it. But basically what BlockFi does, and just so people out there understand some of the things that are coming in with this crypto, is I can take, let's say I have $100,000 out there staked with BlockFi. I can borrow up to half of that. So I can borrow up to $50,000. There's no credit check. I don't have to go through a bank. I don't have to do anything. My money is there the next day, because all they do is they hold on to my crypto as collateral. So I can't take it out. But the emerging technologies and the way that crypto is allowing things to happen and not get that bank involved. And banks don't have locations at every corner because they don't take your money. Banks take your money. It's crazy at what you actually pay a bank. So when we remove these banks, we can pay each other, we can borrow money, we can purchase goods and services, we can do all of these things, and we don't have all of these middlemen with their hands in our wallets. And that's part of the reason why this whole crypto thing is going crazy. So the last one you just mentioned, what was the ticker for that?
That is TRU.
TRU, and how much is TRU going for right now?
As of this morning, it was at 76 cents.
Okay. And what would you say where would you say it would go before you were like, it's too rich for you?
I would say, honestly, anything below 80 cents would be good right now. Okay. And I think I would definitely urge our watchers to get on that now, because I wouldn't be surprised if it could be at 80 cents before the end of the day at this point. So I think check it out. If it makes sense to you, I'm saying we're going long on there. So the entry point, if you could get in below 10, ideally 8, maybe it's at 75 cents, anywhere between, 75 all the way up to 80, 90 cents. I think that would make a lot of sense. But try to get it under 80, because I think by the end of the year, this will be around $1.16. Perfect.
All right. Well, that sounds like two great calls. So again, you're going to want to take these, bring them in. You're going to want to just hold them. And then and as we do these episodes, you'll come back in and you'll be like, okay, this is we probably want to sell this off right now, right? I mean,
absolutely, yeah. Right now, I think we're just holding these unless there's something fundamentally changes with the coin itself. But if something happens and doesn't make sense anymore to hold, we'll definitely be giving you guys alerts on those so you can sell. And obviously, as time goes on and we do more of these, we're going to give you updates on how our predictions have actually come to perform.
Right. And I think a good thing also is it's your money, right? So if something between now and next Wednesday were to 2-3x, sell it. I mean, don't just sit there and hold. I mean, if you're getting a great return off of something, like that NKN that you had talked about. Like I said, that thing went up with the amount that I had, went up to like $4,000. I didn't sell it. I just, now, not that I should, but in retrospect, if something goes up like a huge amount, what goes up must come down. And a lot of time what happens is there's a correction in the market. When something goes up really fast, I'm not gonna say always, but 99% of the time it's gonna come back down. So when you see something that goes parabolic on you, and it's up at the top and you've made a shitload of money, sell that thing, you know?
Oh, yeah.
If it comes back down, which it probably will, you can buy it back.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I think for a long perspective, you know, it probably wouldn't matter those big fluctuations, because if you plan on selling it years from now, but if you're coming in there from a trading perspective and you see it pop up a couple 100% in just one day, that for sure is going to correct and go down at some point. And so I wouldn't feel bad whatsoever about selling that, taking your profit. You're never going to go wrong making money and taking a profit. It will ultimately correct, and hopefully you'll be able to buy it back at a reasonable level and make some more money. And especially if you planned on holding it long in the first place and you just wanted to kind of take a little profit, buy back more shares, and then go back long again.
And you don't have to sell all of it. Like most exchanges allow you to go with a limit order and set it at 50%, 75%, or whatever. So you could sell off 50% of it and keep that if you wanted to. You know, so I'm just saying it's not like an all or nothing sort of thing. I just don't, because of the fluctuation that you see in the volatility in the crypto market, just don't let something good go away to where you're like, damn it, you know, that thing was, I was up $2,000 and now it's down, you know, now it's down 50. Just
absolutely
sell it, get out of it. And the thing is, you can always buy it back. Like, let's say you sell it off at $2,000 in profit. If you want to turn right back around and take $1,000 and put it back in, okay, right? At least you cashed out and got your $2,000.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's why it's another important thing to note is that before you go into these trades, you should have defined exit points in mind before you go into that. So if you think you're like, all right, if this suddenly jumps up a couple 100% in one day, this is the type of profit that I would need to see in order to sell a portion of it off. And so just kind of go into it with a game plan, know what you're, you know, if it hits something, this is exactly the way you're going to react to it. So you're just not figuring it out on the fly.
Right. You know, a lot of people, what they do, I say a lot, but they'll take the profits off of their altcoins, like the things we're talking about today, and they'll take a percentage of that, let's say 25% profit, and they'll put that into Bitcoin or something that you know is stable. So now we're making a profit, but we're constantly buying something like Bitcoin that has about as much stability as you could possibly have. So there are different things that you can do with the profits that you make that are going to get you in the long run, going to profit even further.
Yeah, little savvy moves like that add up and will make you a lot of money over time.
Okay, well, I want to make this under 15 minutes because I think that people probably that attention span they have, they want to kind of get in, look at it, get out, and I want to get this uploaded as well. So I'm going to kind of leave it there. Is there anything else that you have with we'll be back next Wednesday with.
We'll be back next Wednesday with some new recommendations for you guys. So looking forward to it.
That sounds great, man. Cameron, I sincerely appreciate it. I know everyone out there appreciates it. I love all the research and everything that you do that goes in, because what people don't understand is it isn't like something shows up on your desktop and says, pick this and this. I mean, you have to go through a ton of information to get these picks to find out what's solid, because it's not just the coin itself, the token itself, it's what's backing it, right? It's the institutions that are pouring money into it. There's all of these variables that go into picking these coins. It's not just a random thing. So I sincerely appreciate all of that time that you're taking to dig into all of these and come back out and say, out of the 10,000 from this week, here's 2 of them that I think are going to go really well. So thank you so much, Cameron. We'll see you next Wednesday.
All righty. Take it easy. Take care, guys.
All right. Bye-bye.